Before this story begins, I need you to understand one thing. If your reflection never blinks when you don't, if it smiles when your face is still, if it leans closer even though you haven't moved, do not look away. Because the moment you do, it won't be you in the mirror anymore. There are places in this world that sell things older than history and twice as hungry. One of them sits at the end of a narrow alley in a forgotten part of town, an antique shop with a broken sign and windows so dusty they look like they trying to hide what's inside. Evan Harlan didn't believe in curses. He didn't believe in hauntings. He barely believed in himself. But on that cold October evening, when he stepped inside the antique shop, he felt the temperature drop, as if he'd walked into a quiet breath that wasn't his. No, the shopkeeper didn't speak. He simply pointed to the back wall, to an ornate Victorian mirror, taller than a man, framed in carved wood that looked almost alive. Its surface was cloudy, like something had been breathing on the inside. Evan stared at his reflection. Except, he couldn't quite tell if it was his reflection. The shopkeeper whispered, "This mirror doesn't show who you are, it shows who you truly try not to be." Evan laughed. He bought it anyway. Some doors shouldn't be opened. Some mirrors should never be cleaned. Evan placed the mirror in his bedroom against the wall opposite his bed. He liked antiques. He liked history. But that night, history stared back. At 2:13 a.m., he woke up. Not because of a sound, because of a movement. His eyes opened just in time to see himself sitting up in the mirror, a tease, but Evan was still lying down. The mirrored version of him slowly turned its head. Its neck moved incorrectly, too smoothly, too loose, like it wasn't held together by bone. Evan froze. Glees. The reflection smiled. Evan didn't. Then, the mirrored version pressed its hand against the inside of the glass, and the glass bent inward, like liquid. Evan sat up, breath shaking. The reflection instantly mimicked him again, perfectly normal. The mirror looked still, silent, harmless, as if it hadn't just tried to reach for him. Over the next few days, the mirror began showing things it shouldn't. When Evan walked by, he'd glimpse a distorted face, sunken eyes, an elongated jaw before it snapped back to normal. When he brushed his teeth, he saw himself in the mirror standing behind him, even though the mirror wasn't angled to show that. And at night, he heard knocking. Not from the door, not from the walls, from inside the mirror. 3 soft knocks, dank scratching, like nails dragging down the glass. A T from the other side. The worst part, T even began feeling lighter, like pieces of him were being peeled away. He forgot small things, first keys, names, appointments, then bigger things, memories, emotions, fears. The mirror wasn't just showing another version of him, it was feeding on him. One night, Evan caught the reflection moving again. This time, it didn't bother copying him, stood perfectly still while the real Evan walked closer. Its smile stretched wider, too wide. Cracks formed at the edges of its mouth, like old porcelain trying to imitate flesh. Its eyes, black and depthless, like something else was wearing him. When Evan touched the frame, the reflection tilted its head, not like a human, more like an animal assessing prey. The mirror whispered, not through sound, but directly into Evan's mind. "You don't deserve your life. You don't even use it. Let me show you what you really are." And for a split second, Evan saw his soul in the glass. It was twisted, rotting, crying, reaching for help he didn't know he needed. T stumbled back. The reflection didn't. It stepped forward. Evan woke up the next morning covered in bruises shaped like fingers, even though he lived alone. The mirror now fogged from the inside. Every time he looked at it, the reflection grew sharper while he grew dimmer, like the mirror was becoming the real version. Then came the missing time. Minutes, hours, entire nights, erased. Neighbors reported seeing Evan outside at 3 a.m., standing completely still under the street lamp, staring at nothing. But Evan never remembered, because it wasn't him. It was the thing in the mirror wearing his body like a borrowed coat. His friends said he looked different. His smile was wrong. His voice felt hollow. His eyes had become reflective, like glass, and the mirror, its surface grew warm to the touch, like something inside was alive. On the 7th night, Evan made a decision. He planned to smash the mirror. He grabbed a hammer, trembling but determined. He raised it, and the reflection moved first. It slammed its palms against the inside of the glass, warping it outward like a balloon filled with water. The pressure built. The glass bulged. The frame groaned. Then, it tore open. A hand shot out. Long fingers. Too many joints. T grabbed Evan's wrist. He screamed, dropping the hammer. His reflection began pulling him toward the mirror. Not with strength. With gravity. Like the mirror was a black hole that had been waiting to swallow him whole. His feet slid across the floor. The glass stretched like a mouth opening. Evan clawed at the carpet. The mirror dragged him closer. He felt his chest slipping through the surface, cold, wet, suffocating darkness wrapping around him like a second skin. He tried to scream again, but the mirror swallowed the sound. He managed only 3 words: "Please, stop, please." The next morning, Evan's neighbors saw him again, standing outside, smiling, smiling, clear. But inside his house, in the bedroom, the mirror now showed something new. Evan, the real Evan, trapped behind the glass, slamming his hands against it, begging silently to be let out. His face was pale and twisted with terror. His eyes sunken, his breath fogging the inside of the mirror. And on the surface, standing in front of the mirror, perfectly still, was the version now living in Evan's body. It watched him. It watched him. It watched him. If you ever pass a mirror and feel something watching, don't turn your back to it. Mirrors don't always reflect you, and whatever took Evan Harland is still out there. And whatever took Evan Harland is still out there. And whatever took Evan Harland is still out there, living his life, meeting new people, maybe people like you. It's all before you sleep tonight. Look in the mirror. Make sure your reflection blinks when you do. Because if it doesn't, then your time has already begun. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more tales from the shadows.